Hey everybody, today we are going to draw some Kumadori makeup styles. That's the kind of makeup that a Kabuki actor wears. It's called Kumdori. So in order to do that, we're only going to need three colors. Okay, we're going to need black and red and blue. And we might not even need the blue, but we'll just have that just in case. First of all, we have to draw the face. Now, drawing a face, you might think, oh, I'm not sure how to do that. The easiest way is to make an oval, and it doesn't matter how big. I'm going to make mine pretty big. I'm just going to use my black crayon to do that, but it doesn't have to be perfect at all. There we go. There's my oval, and you can see on my oval right now, yeah, I didn't make it exactly right, but this will be where the eyes are, and then the nose and the mouth, okay? Now, in order to do Kumadori makeup, it's what you call symmetrical, which means it's going to have the same lines on both sides. So in order to help us with that, we're going to take our paper and fold it in half once we've drawn that, so that we can see where that middle line is. Okay, so I can see where my middle line is right there. All right, now I know that my middle line is going to be whatever I draw on this side, I'm going to draw the same thing over here, but kind of flipped. Okay, but first of all, I've got to put my eyes on. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when you draw eyes on a face, you want to put about halfway down. We aren't thinking we might put them way up here, but nobody has eyes way up on the top of their head. Your eyes are actually about in the middle. So I'm going to put an eye here and an eye here. And then I need a nose, so I'll put a nose, and I'll put a mouth right here. Now, I didn't draw all kinds of detail in because we're going to add makeup picture, or make up the makeup design to that. So first of all, we want to do the eyes. But before we do that, we have to make a decision. There are basically two kinds of people that we're going to do. One of them would be somebody who is just kind of a normal person, like a common person. And their face is going to be all white. So we've got white paper, so that's good. And then they're going to have just a few details added. So for this one, I'll make this a common person. And I could do either a man or a woman. And I think for this one, I'll do a man. And we'll use that as the basis. And then after that, if I do another one, I can do a woman, and then we can do one that has a lot of extra colors, which are kind of fun. So first of all, if we're going to be doing the eyes are going to get outlined. And then on the outside edge, it's going to come up just a little bit, just like that. So the eyes get outlined. Now, if you're not, and see how they're symmetrical. So the curve on the outside over here. Now, I said this is going to be a man, so that means the lips have to look a certain way. Okay, it almost looks like that. It goes down on the ends, because what they're doing is they only color in the top lip, like that. So the bottom lip is not going to have color on it, so like that. It almost looks like a mustache, doesn't it? I got to make sure I don't make it look like a mustache. Now, the one big thing that I'm missing right now is I don't have any eyebrows. So I've got to put those eyebrows in myself. So I'm going to put those in just like this. And what they actually do, the actors actually use wax to make the eyebrows stay down flat, so that and then they draw on the eyebrows where they want them. Sometimes they will have a little bit of red by the eyes. And the only reason they're doing that is because they want to have the eyes stand out. Remember, the whole face is white. Now, they're going to have hair, of course, because that's what people do. So let's figure out where the ears are going to be. The ears are going to be lined up with the eyes. So they're going to have one ear here, and lined up with the eyes, and one ear here. And then the hair is going to be like this. And they're just going to have hair kind of like that. They're not going to have hair showing on top of their head. They're just going to have it on the sides like this. And that's going to be where their hair is. And that's the way you would draw it for a man's makeup. If it's just sort of a normal person, this person is not, is just like a common person, perhaps a farmer or a merchant, somebody who's a storekeeper or something. They're not the big hero of the story. Often, the bad things that happen from the bad person in the story happen to this person. And then the hero comes along and saves him. So now I'm going to get another piece of paper, because now I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'll draw somebody who's a woman. Okay, so I got to do the same thing. I got to make my oval. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it in half so I can see where the two sides are. Okay, it's not perfect, but that's okay. I can figure it out from that. put it on like this. Okay. Oh, it really got off there, didn't it? I'm going to have to try to aim a little to the side because my line isn't quite right. Okay, so I'm going to put my eyes in again. Here's one. Here's the other. And I'll put the nose, and I'll put the mouth. Now, for a woman, it is going to be a little bit different. The biggest difference is the mouth and the eyebrows. The eye is going to be kind of the same. I'll outline it. I'll put a little bit of a curve up on the sides like this. Okay, so now comes the mouth. Now the mouth for a woman's makeup is actually going to be kind of heart-shaped, like this, right in the middle of the lips, like that. And that's going to be how the mouth is. And you might think, well, that looks kind of different. But that's just right in the middle. And their actual lips will go to the side, but they'll have the white makeup on so you won't even see them. Now up at the top, the eyebrows for a woman's makeup are going to be much higher and thinner. They're not going to be like when we made the man's eyebrows. Now notice I'm making them exactly the same on both sides. So if you look at the way I did the man's eyebrows, see they were quite thick and heavy. Now it's not so much for a woman's eyebrows. Now the hair is going to be different too, because her hair is going to be all up in the top of her head, and quite often it would have a fancy, quite fancy, elaborate hairstyle way up on the top like that. And sometimes it would even go around back like this, and there might be a tiara or some other kind of fancy hair clip or something in her hair to make it look just really, really pretty. And so that would be quite a big difference. So if you see a woman's makeup, a big difference is going to be, besides the lips and the eyebrows, you're also going to notice a big difference in the hair, because the hair is going to be way up high like this. I'm going to have to turn the paper here so I can do this one right. Okay. So now we've done a man's makeup and a woman's makeup, but now we want to do somebody, if you remember seeing in the videos, some of them that have all the big colors on and things. So let's take a look at what one of those looks like. So we're going to start over again. We'll need another piece of paper like this. And I'm going to make my oval just like I did before. Here's my oval. And I'll do my fold. Hopefully I got it kind of close to the middle. Let's see. Yeah, I did pretty well with that. And same thing, we're about halfway. We're going to make our two eyes and a nose and our mouth. But now we got to think a little differently. First of all, we're going to do the same thing with the eyes. We're just going to outline them like this. Okay, like that. But now we're going to think a little differently. When we put the eyebrows on and when we put lines on, we're going to have this be like a hero. So this guy is going to be the one that he comes in when these two people are having a problem because somebody like stole their land or something. He's going to come in and he's going to be very upset about it. And so his makeup has to look like he's all upset and kind of wild looking. So let's see. Let's start with eyebrows, and his eyebrows are going to start way up high like this because he's very upset. Now, the symmetry part of it means I need to do the same thing over here, like this. So it has to be the same thing. Sometimes it's kind of hard to make a match, but it's all right. You just do the best you can. And you'll notice that these two kind of mirror each other. The same line, but go in two different directions. So we want to do that on all of them. So let's do that same thing over here. Let's see. How about if we put a line here, like that, right in his cheek, and then I put the same line over here, because there's my middle line. And then, I got to do his lips. Remember, the lips are going to look kind of like an upside down, almost like a mustache, but it's not. So like that. That's just his upper lip is like that. Okay, let's see. Now, how about if we get some red in there? Because red means that he's really upset about something. And remember, we want him to be the one who's going to step in. He's the hero. So let's put another line right here. Yeah. And of course, we got to do the same thing over here because they always have to match. Now, how about if we do a big line like this? See, and that, even though it connects, it's the two same curves, one on each side like that. And I think I'm going to do one like this down on his cheek. And I've got to do the same thing here. Got to kind of try to make it look the same. It's always so hard to make them match exactly. See, this don't look exactly the same, but it's okay. And maybe I'll make a line down here as well. Since that, I'll make it go down. That way it's the same on both sides. Okay, now we're starting to get something. Oh, one thing that they like to do is do a curved line right here next to the eye. So let's put one of those on each side too. Boy, now we're starting to get something, aren't we? Look at that. I like that. Okay, how about maybe a line here and here? Okay, now we're starting to see. Now it is still a guy, it's a man. So we're going to put ears here and here. And then, but his hair might be a little bit more all over the place because he's kind of the hero. I'm still going to use the same kind of man's hair thing here though, just because, for one thing, it's easier to draw than some of that other kind of wild hair that you saw in some of the pictures. You can go ahead and do some of those others if you want, like on some of the pictures that are in that you saw in the video. But look at that. Yeah, okay. He's looking. Yeah, I think he's a hero. He's going to go in. I'm even going to add a little extra, just a little extra here. Yeah. And notice how it's not just a single line, but I'm not like coloring in whole big sections either. It's just sort of long, thick lines is what I'm doing. I'm going to make them a little thicker. There we go. There we go. So here's our hero right there. You know what? I think I need to put some eyeballs in there like this. And just like always, remember what I said, you always have to leave that space in the middle. That's like an eyeball right there. So now we've got our hero. We've got these two. Now, if we wanted to do this same kind of makeup, but we used a blue color, that would be a villain. That would be a bad guy. If we did the same makeup, but we used a purple color, that person might be a prince or a king or a royal person, an emperor or somebody like that. If we used a brown color, the brown color would be somebody who is magical, so it could be a witch or a ghost or something like that. So the colors, as well as the patterns, really were important and they meant something. The important thing to notice is that you always have the same pattern on each side of that middle line. So that's what you want to have. All right? So give that a try. See what you can come up with. I'm always excited to see what you guys make. Keep creating. Okay, I was going to add one more thing because I was looking at the video and I realized that I forgot something kind of important. Because on a man's hair, there's one more important thing. Up at the top, woman's hair looks like this, and a man's hair has a bit at the top that I forgot to put on there. So I'm going to add that to both of mine like this because it kind of finishes it off. And that way you see how it should look with all of those details. When I was making the ones before, I just kind of completely forgot. So let's see, let's look at, yep, I should have thought of that. That looks like it needs one more thing up there. That's what that is, one more part up at the top. And the actors who are actually playing these parts, of course, they have real hair, but they would put like a cap or something over the top to cover up all of their hair, and then they would just have this part added, which was actually not real hair or not their real hair. Okay? So that's the one last thing we need to add to make that look like it should.